Welcome to Samarkand. Today we're going to be exploring this ancient city and we're starting right in the heart of Samarkand and heading to Timur Amid's mausoleum, which is just behind us. So we're going to head straight on in. It's going to be a jam-packed day. There's so much to see, so much to do, and as ever here in Uzbekistan it is scorching hot day, so we've tried to come out a little bit later in the afternoon, but there's so much to see, so let's get going.
Yeah, already first glimpse what's behind us there, very impressive.
Yeah.
And even more happy is the fact there's not many people here today.
No, we're not in the main section just yet, but
Yeah.
I am hopeful as there's only been one coach that we've seen, so yeah, let's go see. So this is where it all begins. Gur-i means tomb of the king, and the king in question, none other than Timur, the 14th century conqueror who made Samarkand the heart of his empire.
The turquoise dome you see behind us there is 32 meters high and was originally covered in gold. Over the years it's been looted and restored, but interesting fact that this was actually a prototype of this type of architecture, and even the Taj Mahal can trace its roots back to here.
So we'll head on inside and see if we can see some of the amazing intricate interior details that I've heard so much about. In here we've got a couple of gift shops, which is quite cool. And then the man himself, Amir Timur, from 1336 to 1405. I think he died en route to China. I hope we don't.
Entering the main room now. Wow, this is absolutely spectacular. Timur was actually buried here in the crypt below, but there's a black jade sarcophagus there, which apparently represents where he was laid. Interesting about that is the jade was actually taken from China. So in the main mausoleum here is Timur's grave, but also his son and grandson are buried here, and I'm guessing a few more other family members. But the intricate details on these is really impressive. In fact, this whole room absolutely blows you away. It's absolutely beautiful, and it's a lot cooler as well than outside. There's some benches as well scattered about, so after a little walk around in the heat you can sit down here, cool off, meditate and relax in here.
As ever with these beautiful buildings, never forget to look up. The ceiling here is the most intricate dome I think I've seen so far, and we're not even in Registan yet.
What a great first stop on our day here in Samarkand. Let's go and find the next site. So after visiting that mausoleum, we're feeling a bit of relief that it's everything that we hoped it to be. So we've got good hopes for the next place that we're going to go see, which is Registan Square, where we're heading to now. We're trying to find as many shady spots as we can along the way.
So we're just wandering through the park on our way to the square now. I think it's quite gated because again it's a ticketed entry, so we need to find a ticket office, and I've read online that it only accepts cash.
Oh, just cash on this one? Yeah, we could pay by card on that last one, so that was
Maybe
good.
It's outdated information. We will go check it out.
Possibly, yeah. The other good thing is all the attractions here in Samarkand are pretty much in a very efficient line. So once you've got to the first one, it's not so much effort to keep going and walk to the other ones. So well, it's about a 15-minute walk, is it, between this one and the next?
Yeah, I think so, but if it's through this park, we've got a few statues coming up, lots of mosaics around us. Quite nice.
That wasn't far at all. We've arrived at the ticket office, and I don't know where the other people are because the ticket office is pretty much empty, isn't it?
It is. I'm shocked by the lack of people and also delighted by it. I'm so excited.
Just caught a glimpse as well behind you over your shoulder there. Looks amazing. Right, we're heading in. We've got our tickets, about £5 each for entry, and also had to pay for the 2 cameras as well, which I think was about the same. But I'm excited about this one. This one's going to be great.
So tickets have been scanned and we're in the first little area. There's a place where you can get a tour guide and a coffee, which I might come back to later, but oh, wow. That's unbelievable.
Wow, that's really impressive.
Wow.
Isn't it? And there's more as you keep going around the corner, Em.
No way. There's 3, isn't there?
3 masterpieces in this square. And there's no one here almost. There's a handful of people, but I was expecting this to be completely crowded. Gosh, it's amazing.
It's perfect. There doesn't seem from here to be a tile missing.
So I'm standing here in this square. This was the center of the Timurid Empire. Here there was royal decrees, executions, and it was the center of commerce for the Silk Road.
So Registan literally means sandy place, but as you can see, there's absolutely nothing plain about this square. It's like walking around an open-air museum for Islamic architecture.
It's amazing to think that in the 20th century, when archaeologists came here, they actually found the place to be full of markets, dirt, disrepair, and the place was generally crumbling apart. But during the Soviet times, the 20th century, they did a full restoration of the area. They cleared out the market stalls and restored it back to its former glory. And today, it is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. This one here is the Tillya-Kori Madrasa, and it was built between 1646 and 1660, and it was the last of the three madrasas added to the Register Assemble. And it had a dual purpose. Not only was it a religious school, but it was also one of the main mosques. And apparently it's called gilded, and we're going to go inside and see why. On the outside, it looks very similar to the other two madrasas here in the square, but we've been told on the inside is an absolute show stealer.
I'm looking forward to seeing it. It was built in the 1660, that time period, so it's a little bit newer than the others. Wow, oh, there's an, whoa. That's beautiful. It's got a little bit of scaffolding on it when they do some restoration work, but wow.
I think that's the main one that we need to head inside and see the ceiling. The courtyard is lined with these rooms all the way around, and on first thought, I thought they must be classrooms, but these were actually dormitories where the students would live, and they would stay here for around about 3 to 4 years. And interestingly, there is no central lecture hall here. Lessons were held either in the shade in the square or actually in the mosque itself. So what an amazing place to spend 3 or 4 years learning everything they needed to know about Islamic heritage.
So we'll just head into the mosque that's at the end of the courtyard. Wow.
Now that's an impressive room, isn't it? And it's also really cool in here. It's a perfect place.
Goodness me.
Now you can see there's a lot of gold used in the ceiling and the walls here. In fact, no expense spared. During the restoration of this mosque, there was 20 kilograms of gold leaf used. If you can imagine how light a piece of gold leaf is, it's incredible to think there's 20 kilograms here. Photographs play a really important part in preserving history, and on display here just in the side of the mosque are some pictures taken from the 20th century. And as we were talking about before, you can see what the state of disrepair it was, and that it was just full of marketplaces. This one you can see the camels lined up as well. But some of them really do show the state of disrepair that they were. In fact, it's incredible to think that it's been restored so well.
It's nice up here.
It was actually
It's
nice.
cooled down quite a bit.
Yeah, it's nice to take the shoes off actually. Let the feet breathe a little bit.
Yeah, the trail runners are great for most climates, but 40 degrees.
Sandals are the way forward
Yeah,
here,
definitely.
but our trainers will take us around the world.
Next one.
I think so.
So I am sat on the next madrasa, which is Ulugh Beg Madrasa, which was built in the 1400s, actually by Timur's grandson, who was one of the great astronomers at the time. And just above the door reads one of his famous quotes. So the quote is written up there in the white text with the blue background, and it says, "The pursuit of knowledge is the duty of every Muslim man and woman." Through the doors we go. Quite a contrast in here. It's white.
Yeah, it's really like this one. Guessing it leads to another central courtyard.
Yeah. Wow. Look at that beautiful silhouette. Wow. Somehow it's more beautiful on the inner courtyard than it is on the facade. The thing that really stands out about this madrasa specifically is the bright blue tile that they've used. There's hints of blue on all of the three madrasas, but this one, when you're in the inner courtyard, it almost matches the sky. It's just so pretty, but it's a little bit of a deeper blue, and it's kind of, you know, like a colouring book
Yep.
that adults get, and it's really detailed.
Oh, the numbers.
Yeah, it looks kind of like that. It's
yeah, because it's very intricate, and as well as there's text everywhere as well, isn't there? So it has to be spot on. But it's quite an oasis in here from the scorching heat of the city. There's a lot of shade from the buildings. I guess at any one point there is some shade in here, and the trees on the inside as well make it nice and cool. So yeah, a great place to come and sit and just chill out, because you can't really go such a fast pace here because it is so hot. You have to sort of meander here and there, have a sit, have a drink, and then mosey on to the next place.
But most I'd like to say so far about how I feel about this place. As you know, I worry that a place is going to be a letdown. I do. There's so much to see in the world, and when you pick a specific spot and it's your holiday, you want it to be everything that you hope it is. Samarkand has been perfect.
Yeah,
Everything I've wanted so
spot
far.
on, hasn't it?
It is beautiful, and it is so well kept.
It is, yeah.
We can see someone now watering the little bits of grass that they've got. There's lots of security walking around. Everyone's very calm and quiet and respectful, and it shows. Yeah, I'm a bit blown away by it. What a view to exit to.
It is, isn't it?
That is the last madrasa for us to take a look at, and it's quite controversial.
Is it? I think Em's back from a little scouting mission. What have you got, Em?
Coffee! I found
find that?
coffee. Real espresso machine coffee, iced coffee. She gave me a cup of ice, and a big bottle of water for 40,000.
Is that good?
I think, well, it means the coffee was around 30,000 and the water 10,000. So I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, not bad for centre here.
Yes, coffee and a view.
And you've got a cool little cup as well.
I know.
The third and final madrasa for this square is just behind me there. And this one is really unique. In Islamic art, it's actually forbidden to have any human or animal faces put onto the building. But clearly here you can see there's a tiger chasing a deer with a human face there. And they think that was to resemble the power of the area. But we're gonna go and have a look inside now. I don't want to stay out in the sun too long because I'm baking.
So this madrasa is actually called Sher-Dor, which means with lions, but there is in fact 2 tigers on the outside.
Maybe it's a little bit lost in translation.
I think so, but we're just walking through. Wow, isn't that spectacular?
Yeah, again, very similar to the other ones. I think they are supposed to mirror each other.
Yeah, but this one's more vibrant. So Sher-Dor Madrasa was built in the 1600s, and you can definitely tell a slight architectural change. It's a lot more vibrant on the tiles that we've got around this inner courtyard. It's truly beautiful, and probably my favourite inner courtyard we've seen. Like we said before in the other madrasa, you've got these small little rooms around the outside where there would have been people living, maybe teaching inside of it. But yeah, what a spectacular place.
Well, that was everything we wanted it to be and more. Really enjoyed spending an hour or two just relaxing inside. It's nice having some time for a change, just to have a slower pace visit.
It's also nice to not be bothered by anybody when you're walking through sites. A lot of the times you're getting asked, you know, if you want to buy something or you want to go on a tour, and here we've just been left to roam, and it's really wonderful. But we've got a lot more to see in Samarkand, so we're going to head off and see some more of the sites. So just a short walk from where we were before, we've come to a little courtyard that's highly recommended for souvenirs. But upstairs there is a place called the Happy Bird Gallery that I think has some locally produced clothes and some art for us to have a look at. Watch out for the little cat.
Hello.
Hi.
It's a lovely shop, isn't it?
Wow, these are beautiful.
Oh, there's record players and cameras there.
Oh, cool.
Brands obviously I don't recognise, they must be from Soviet times. But what a lovely collection of clothes too. You would be taking so much if you didn't have 3 little panniers, wouldn't you?
I really would. How old would this have been?
100, maybe more, little.
Wow.
Yes.
So it's silk, and the outside fabric would have been cotton, you think?
This is not inside cotton.
Inside cotton.
This cotton, this one, everything cotton. This silk,
Wow.
100% silk.
Wow. And this one as well, I
This
guess.
silk too. Yes.
They're beautiful.
Yeah.
You have quite a collection here.
Thank you.
Rose. My name is Emily Rose.
Really nice.
They're stunning. And they are hand painted here in
Yes,
Uzbekistan?
here.
Wow.
This, we made.
You make them?
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
What a lovely lady she was. So the good thing about this place is if you're after taking some clothes back with you or
Yeah.
scarves, you can rest assured that it actually was genuinely made here. In fact, the lady was saying that the fabrics they use to make the clothes are fabrics that were actually left over from Soviet times. So you're actually getting
Real piece
original,
of history.
Yeah, vintage fabric, but made recently into the clothes.
So they average around $250 for the jackets, and the silk hand-painted scarves were about $100. So keep that in mind, but definitely worth it for a handcrafted piece of Uzbekistan.
Yeah, those jackets look like they had many hours of work that
Yeah.
went into there. But interesting to see for the pieces that they had anyway. It was like a little mini museum. So if you're ever around here, go check out the Happy Bird Museum.
And bring your credit card.
Or cash. I think cash is better. What have you found here? More things?
That's pretty. I wish I was more colourful. I'm not. It's not my personality, but
I know, you
goodness,
try, don't you? But
I do.
it doesn't happen.
Wow. It's quite interesting to see the silk and the way that they layer the fabrics here. It's like a cotton and then a silk and then a weave sometimes on the top, which is quite an interesting way of designing, but I think we'll have a little look in this one. This is a velvet style jacket, but in that kind of quintessential design that they have here. It's kind of like an overcloak almost. I've seen quite a few
Velvet
people.
dinner jacket.
Yeah, I've seen
Bond
quite a
could
few
wear
people
that,
wear
couldn't
them. They look good. This has got, again, they're really known for their embroidery work.
That's impressive, isn't it?
It's
That's really intricate, the detail on that.
But, you know, like, we worry about wearing like a stripe and a spot together. We've got proper like an oriental design on the base fabric, which feels like silk. And then you've got this intricate embroidery over the top. And then another pattern on the top. I love it, really. And then we've got some plates here that you can pick up. They also do a lot of metal work. We've been hearing a lot of banging. I think people are actually creating the plates downstairs. And then some other knickknacks that you can pick up. This one is my favourite piece I've seen. It's a reversible kind of kimono style, and on the inside it's kind of like a pink, and it's even got the pockets. So you could take it on and off. I like this one. Next on the walking tour here in Samarkand, we have Bibi-Khanym, I think it's pronounced, but it's the Bibi Mosque, and we're going to head in now. It's quite impressive. It's gigantic.
Compared to the other ones that we've just been to see, this one's a little bit more rough around the edges and doesn't look like it's been restored 100% like the other ones. So whether it's more authentic or not, we'll have to have a look and see. Right, we're in, and the prices was the same as the other sites we've been to. Cash is only possible to buy your tickets here unless you don't have any cash, and then credit card is okay again.
We tried to walk away when she said, oh, it's cash only, and then she was like, oh
no, well, we can do a credit card. We'll make an exception this time. But we're in, and it's really impressive again. It's another quiet site.
I think the good thing about the prices and paying is it does keep a lot of people out, as in people from the outside aren't in here selling stuff to you, or it doesn't get crowded, so that's quite nice. But it is becoming quite an expensive day when you count all of the excursions that you're going to do, but it's totally worth it. I mean,
yeah, you're only here once.
But places like this are sadly disappearing. We need to keep
It's really true.
restoring
but,
them.
I will say what's nice about the sites we've been to today is you can see where the money has gone to.
Yeah.
That the things are being beautifully restored. There's no like tacky cinemas or cafes and stuff selling stuff, but you can see that the money that you pay for the entrance is going straight back into keeping these magnificent buildings standing for centuries to come.
Which I'm very happy to contribute towards keeping them for generations. And as
Absolutely,
you said,
yeah.
Sean, there's people here cutting the grass, watering the grass. There's staff walking around, there's police everywhere, which, you know, I really appreciate as a tourist when you see that, because it does make you feel safer. And oh, whoa. Have you seen that?
Wow, yeah, that one there, that was kind of hidden when we came in.
They are gigantic. You cannot believe how big they are.
But wasn't that the point of this site? Was the mosque was built to be the biggest?
He was like putting his stamp on to this region. But there is a couple of rumours about why this one was built.
So this is the Bibi-Khanym Mosque, one of the biggest mosques in the Islamic world. And like everything that Timur built, it was wrapped in power and ambition and a bit of legend. Now, one version says that Timur commissioned it himself after returning victorious from India, determined to build a mosque so large and impressive that the world would talk about it for centuries. He named it after his favourite wife, Bibi-Khanym, and spared no expense. But the other version, which is a little juicier, is that they say that Bibi-Khanym wanted to surprise Timur while he was away, and she secretly hired the best architect in the empire to build the mosque as a gift. But as these stories go, the architect fell in love with her and he delayed the work, demanding a kiss in return for finishing it. She refused, then eventually gave in, and that kiss left a mark. When Timur came back home and he saw the finished mosque and the bruise on her cheek, he was furious. Some say he executed the architect, others say he exiled Bibi-Khanym, which is why she's buried far away from him today. But real or not, what we do know is that this place pushed 15th century engineering to its limits. But part of it collapsed within decades, but even in ruins, it's still one of Samarkand's most iconic sites.
Should we go in?
Yeah, this is a photo expedition of how it used to look before the restoration. Wow.
Wow, this one has seen...
It's almost unrecognisable.
Goodness me.
Look at the big cracks in the side there. Gosh, that thing was teetering, wasn't it? It's funny to see like farm animals just being used. Let's just use that space, shall we?
But look up, Sean. Still a little bit of grandeur left.
Oh, there is, yeah. Looks quite original, that bit. That big crack there, though. It's a little bit disconcerting.
I think we should go and see the other one on the other side.
Yeah, I think so. We can go inside that one as well, which is nice.
Before we head into this next mosque, I would like to just give like a little public service announcement, a little PSA. Please do not wear uncomfortable shoes around these sites. I've seen 4 girls with blisters on the back of their heels and on their, they look so cute in their sandals, but you're gonna regret it. That's my one piece of advice. I literally seen 4 girls stood on the side trying to put blister patches on with bleeding feet.
I think past Emily would have liked to have received that advice as well about 5 years ago.
Past Emily, 60 country Emily knows to wear trainers even though my feet are sweating, but it's worth it. This one's been finished a bit more.
Yeah, it's painted directly on, isn't it? This isn't tile work.
Oh, is it wallpaper? It's wallpaper?
Looks like it's been wallpapered, yeah.
The dome in that mosque is a lot more preserved than the other one, but just have a wander around and go in the mall. Should we walk around the backside? I don't know if there is anything.
Yeah, sure. We're on the back side of the mosque now, and you can appreciate the dome actually. That you can't see unless you come around the side. From the front, you just see the big grand facade that greets you when you walk in. But now seeing those photos of how this place used to look before it was restored, I have a newfound appreciation for the hard work that's gone into making this like this. There's still a lot more to go. You can see quite a few cracks there. The inside is fenced off because I think there's some bits falling off and there's only pigeons living in there at the moment, but it's standing, it's going to stay standing. So yeah, maybe in about 5 or 10 years we can come back and we'll see it fully restored. But it's great that they've been looking after these buildings. Now we're going to make our way over to the observatory, but we've got a few points to see in between there. So I think we've got another hour or so worth of walking to do. How are you holding up, Em?
I'm doing all right, actually. I could do with a bottle of water, but other than that, I'm good. This has just been the most awesome day already, and we've got so much more to see.
It is. It's a really great place to visit.
We have arrived at the next complex. It was another 50,000 som each to come in, but this one I think is going to be worth it. So we're climbing up a little bit. to enter, and from what I can see already, a lot of tiles.
Yeah, it looks a little bit more intricate, this one, these tiles, don't they? The other ones have been like partly painted as well, but I think this one is actually tiled.
This site is very impressive. It's actually a series of mausoleums, so a series of graves for, I think, quite important people on this side. There's a couple that are unnamed graves, and then over on this side on the hill there's even more graves, but I think they're more modern ones, obviously, than the ones that we can see here.
Yeah, I think of all the sites we've been to, this one is probably the most impressive for the colours and the tiles and the details here. They're quite small in comparison to the masalas that we've seen, but obviously don't expect these to be the masalas. I've got a dinner on my mind, I think.
Yeah, but the madrasas, I agree, they're so big that it kind of like blew your mind a little bit with how sheer they were when you kind of like looked up at them. But these ones are smaller and more intricate, and you can go inside all of them. So you need an hour or so for this site to be able to go in through them all.
I think so. It seems to be the most popular of all the sites we've been to as well. There's a few more people than normal here. This is the two-man Oko complex built by Timur's wife. I don't think it was for her, but it was built by her. But this one has the most beautiful interior. It actually almost looks like hand-painted paper. There's about 25 mausoleums that you can go in here. They seem to be more intricately decorated the further into the complex you go. In fact, that last one that we saw, I think, was one of our favourites. But there's several more down the corridor there, which we're going to walk back out now, and maybe we'll pop into a few more as we go. But yeah, this one was a real highlight.
This one is less elaborate.
Yeah, this is the grave of one of the generals. Actually, you can hear that it's less intricately decorated because you've got quite an echo in here, whereas the other ones with the odd-shaped tiles as it comes around, like the alcoves and things, they soak up the noise quite well. But here, there's quite a lot of acoustics, so you probably hear that pigeon.
Inside another one here.
Yeah, this one was built in the honour of Timur's sister. She was called Turkon Oko. And I think this might actually also be one of the most beautifully decorated ones too.
So that was the Shah-i-Zinda ensemble, and definitely worth the ticket entry price. Really beautiful, and that architecture of like them being mausoleums but like mini versions of the madrasas we've seen is really nice to wander through, even though it is a grave site, which is a little bit morbid. But we're going to continue on now, walking towards the observatory, which will be our last stop here in Samarkand. After what has been a long and sweaty 30-minute walk, I don't think very many people do that walk. There was no one else on the path other than us. I think everyone gets a taxi, but we braved it, and we are, I think, arriving. This is the car park for the observatory.
I don't know what there is to see or to observe at the observatory, but I'm guessing it's just up them steps. Right, I'm guessing that's Timur's grandson, the great astrologer, Mirza Ulugh Beg, from 1394 to 1449 is when he lived. So I'm guessing this whole site is sort of
built by him, I think.
Was it built by him?
Yeah.
It's his responsibility. 2 tickets, please.
150,000, so please.
Thank you.
By card?
Yes, please.
Oh, card is not nice work it.
We try.
Give me maybe an inside work it.
Thanks. Thank you. My first thought when coming up here was, I don't think they had telescopes back then when they built this observatory, and that is correct. But here is a giant like stone archway, and this housed what was basically a giant 40-meter radius sextant, and they used this to measure like the line of the stars, and they were able to document quite precisely where the stars were. Apparently the bigger it is, the more accurately that they could map out the stars, which is really interesting. And apparently his team calculated the length of a year with an error of less than a minute. And this was all done centuries before the telescope was even invented. So quite an important site, and I think they were the leaders of astronomy at the time. So the observatory is surrounded by some gardens, some flowers and some grass and things. So I think we can have a little walk around the area. There might be a few more sites of interest to see. Well, I hope there is, for the entrance fee we paid for.
We've got an ancient map here and we're just having a look at where we've been so far. We can see that there is Trabzon and then Astrakhan and Samarkand, which is in the middle. You trying to figure out where we're going next?
I'm a bit disorientated, to be honest now.
When we leave here, we're heading east from Samarkand.
I kept thinking we were heading south.
No, we're heading east to...
So which of those Silk Roads will be picking up?
I think we're going like down, following that river, and then up towards Monk on the Pamir, and then we'll be going up again towards Almaty and then dropping back down into China. Cool, isn't it?
It is quite cool, yeah. It's when you see the map, it doesn't have modern day countries on.
Yeah. And how much of it we've seen.
Yeah.
So we're in the museum now, just having a little look around. It's got lots of ancient little artifacts and things that they must have used to map the stars. And it says here that astrologers from Cairo wrote a work titled Making of Ulugh Beg's Zuj, and then he appropriated to Cairo's latitude tables of Ulugh Beg's. So his works really have gotten all around the world. But the museum is only small. You don't need so long in here unless you're an absolute astrology buff.
Yeah, I just want to read everything. But I think that's it for the site. It's the house that housed the giant sextant and the museum here.
But all of his stuff is everywhere in Samarkand, isn't it? So, yeah, I think that's it. That was an expensive ticket.
That was an expensive ticket. Wouldn't recommend this one, unless you're really interested in it.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with you there. There's better places to spend your time in Samarkand. Samarkand.
Repeat after me.
So tonight is date night in Samarkand and we've come to Imhan restaurant, and the reason we've come is because I think the view from the rooftop is going to be some of this amazing architecture. So let's head on in.
There's a rooftop.
There's a rooftop, yeah.
Did you research it?
I have. I was really excited about coming to this place.
I guess one of us has to do some research.
Perfect, thank you very much. This looks really fancy.
It'd be a pity if you came here and you just sat downstairs.
I know.
Like that time in Istanbul.
Yeah, we did that.
I just went back to that one.
What do you think of my date night location?
It's not too bad, actually. The views are all right. Have we been to that one? I think we have.
Yeah, we have. It's the backside of the three, I think.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So our salads have arrived to start and the sun is starting to set, which means that the heat haze is going down. So behind Sean, there is this beautiful outline of mountains, and obviously we've got the gorgeous views of the madrasas. I do stand by my theory of normally if there is a good view, the food isn't as great, but I beg and I hope that I am wrong. Do I have a fork? I don't have a fork. No, I have a spoon, but I'm going to dig into my salad anyway. It looks good, it looks hearty. I think this is just a fattoush salad. So the last glass of mojito and the last little bit of sunlight bouncing off that. How beautiful. The place has got really busy. The restaurant when we arrived was empty. Now it's pretty much full. So we'd recommend that you book if you want to come here. And if you do come here for the view, not the food.
So tomorrow we're going to have Plan B put into place, and that's to go to Bukhara. But we're not going to ride there. We're actually going to take the high-speed train. It's going to take about 2 hours from here. It's going to be a nice, easy way to go there. We're just going to go for the day. So we should get there around about 11 o'clock, and the return train is at 6 p.m. So we'll have a decent amount of time to see the city. But it would have been a shame to miss it. And at these temperatures, we didn't fancy a 700 or 800 kilometre round trip because the ride there is not particularly interesting. I think it's just a straight road through the desert. But here has been fantastic. Today has been really, really, really great. It's blown us away, seeing the Timurid architecture here. And yeah, it was definitely worth coming here to see the city.
So we are at the front of the 3 famous madrasas for the last time here in Samarkand before we head over to Bukhara tomorrow, and then we will be leaving, sadly.
After that,
yeah.
I think it might be a late one tomorrow, so I'm not sure if we'll get back here again before we head off. So yeah, it's nice to say goodbye to it.
It is. So join us in the next episode when we explore Bukhara, but this is goodbye from Samarkand.